Check this out. This is how fast they work when needed. Do you guys see anything missing on the corner? Me too. Very happy about that. Fanny, thanks for the hearts. Megan, thanks for the hearts. Sasha, welcome to the broadcast. Hot Mess, welcome to the broadcast. Amish, welcome to the broadcast. So I want to see my teeth. Nice and clean. Very good. Prince, thanks for the hearts. Prince, welcome to the broadcast. Abby, welcome to the broadcast. So I'll tell you guys something really good. You know, things are on the up and up, and I'm following the rules. I'm minding my own business. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So I went to a business this morning to hang out, and well, someone doesn't want to live in California, and so I was hanging out there, minding my own business, right? And you guys know that, like, I made my way out of the street situation, right? And as I told you, sometimes the street tries to follow you where you're going. Well, I went into the business. I was hanging out, minding my own business, and somebody came in. I can't claim that their intention was to cause me a problem. I can't say that they came in just to, like, for me particularly, but somebody came in without any intention of buying anything. And they kind of just came over and like sat right next to me, and then they became a problem, and we're not doing that again, because very thankfully, after the security removed that person, they also apologized to me and let me know that I'm safe to be there. And you know, I have thankfully I'm connected with the people that, you know, are familiar with that business. And so, you know, they treated me with respect, and they were like, you know, they introduced themselves, I introduced myself, and, you know, they gave me some free products, and they're just like, you know, anytime you want to be here, you're safe to be here. I'm sorry that that person, you know, had, you know, caused you that problem. And I was very thankful just to, you know, like, to have made it to a point where I can be safe, and I'm like, that I get proper support and backup, and, you know, I'm doing everything I could to get my situation the rest of the way in order, and to stay clean, and to stay proper and presentable. And I'm getting the support for those decisions, and it means so much to me. It really does. And like, I had to maintain my composure while I was in the business when we were shaking hands and they were introducing themselves, because it made me emotional, you know, just after what I'd been through and how tough it was to get to a point where I was in line the way that I should be, you know, being presentable. It made an impact on me. And I know some people laugh at that. They're like, it's not a big deal. You make a big deal out of things that aren't a big deal. It's not a big deal to you, but like, when you've been in a rough situation and you know what it's like to be on the other side of it, to get that positive affirmation that you're doing a good job, and to get supported as a contributing member of society, once again, it goes a long way. And so that was my experience today, and it really resonated with me. And it's definitely an experience I'll never forget. And that the way they treated me, and the way that they had protected me from having to deal with the person who was harassing me, it was nice to not have to, you know, to put my guard down for 5 seconds and not have to be the person that played bodyguard for a minute, or played, you know, that I don't have to defend myself all the time. It was really nice. So I'm just like super grateful, and they'll most definitely have my business for years to come, over that one scenario, over that one situation, over that one, you know, treat me properly, and just giving me that, that chance. It's all I need. It's just inch by inch, and every chance I get, I take it as far as I could. Prince, welcome to the broadcast. Sexy Lexi, welcome to the broadcast. Tit for tat. Shut up. Any plans for the day? Yeah, I'm live streaming with you. That was the plan. The plan was to live stream with you most of the day. I don't know. I'm not going to get the whole day in, but I'll probably be able to live stream with you for a few hours. Elaine says, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Poncho, Xavier, Alexander, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for the follow, Alexander. I'm doing pretty good. ID, welcome to the broadcast. Jay, welcome on. Just Us, welcome to the broadcast. Jay says, how's the day going? It's the day's good. I did a couple of laps and listened to my music. I took some time to myself, and it was really good. So I enjoyed that. And now I get to live stream with you. Loverboy and Toes, welcome to the broadcast. And I'll tell you what, it was so nice. It's just like to get that wiggle room, just getting that wiggle room, that with law enforcement knowing that I might be in the situation that I'm in, but like I'm not doing drugs, I'm not causing trouble, I'm gainfully employed, and I'm getting the housing situation figured out as we speak. Just to, instead of being the person being pulled off the street, instead of being the person that, is being treated like a troublemaker, I fell asleep, and right down the road was another guy that was like, he was either drunk or high, and he was laying on a piece of cardboard, and he was just making all types of noise. And then on the opposite side was that big tent. And when I woke up, the tent was gone, and so was the guy that was like high that I was worried about as I fell asleep. So that was like, it was just nice not to be treated like a criminal, since I'm not one, like to get the benefit of the doubt and be given the opportunity to prove myself, and getting that compassion and that empathy, the understanding of the recognition that my situation is legitimately without choice, and that I am doing everything in my power to move on from this situation, that resonated with me and made me feel so much more safe. And I'm really thankful. Demetrius, Big Nad, She Baby, welcome to the broadcast. Tit for tat, thanks for the hearts. So if you don't know who I am, my name is James. I'm an actor. You won't find any works on me yet. I'm getting there. I guess I'm a model. Same deal. Just I gotta actually get gigs and stuff, which I'm working on. And I live in Hollywood. I like to walk you guys around the Walk of Fame with me. I sometimes put the camera far too close to my face, and I forget that you guys are literally up my nose, and I'm sorry about that. Sorry, I gotta hop off. Ooh, man. Okay. I made it just before my leg fell asleep. Jay, thanks for the hearts. Okay. Thanks for the 100 hearts. Bring you over to the broadcast. Oh, my leg. Don't stop falling asleep. My leg needs to stop falling asleep right now. Oh, come on. No. No. Nope. 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 Kransky. I see a Pennsylvania license plate and the Ukrainian flag. The symbol on the Ukrainian flag. Yeah, my leg is fast asleep. And I feel like I'm trying to figure out, is another cigarette going to help the situation or make it worse? And I don't know. Yeah. So like, I had a nice long conversation with a friend of mine last night, and he was like, well, not last night. Oh my gosh, this morning. I had that conversation this morning. It's been a very long day. And he's like, look, you need to stop being so stubborn. You need to become open to asking people for help. You have to realize that most people have far more than you do because they're asking for help, and they just hide what they're doing, what they have, and act like they don't have it. And I know that's true. I am working on my gullibility, right? Because you guys know how straightforward I am. So like in my brain, I'm like, yeah, everybody's like that, but they're not, right? So with that said, I guess what I'm saying to you is that I walk on the Walk of Fame often. I am doing my best to not have to go down to the churches and to go around to get food from those places, because those are trouble areas, and they attract a lot of people that are most of which are unsavory and cause problems in the community, could cause problems for me. And as opposed to having to be reintroduced to any of those problems that I've successfully moved on from, I was really hoping that you guys might be able to help me to get food here and there. That way I don't have to be going to those places. One of my friends, she lets me come over every day and shower at her house so that I don't have to go to the locations where the homeless people go to shower, just as a leg up for me to be able to move on more quickly from the situation and not have people from that walk of life, be following me around or trying to get from me what belongs to me. And if you could, that would be awesome, and I'd be very thankful. I don't have any expectations. With that said, should you ever decide that on the Walk of Fame there's a business that you can make a mobile purchase for and tell me to go pick it up, I'd be very thankful. Or even, say the grocery store or what have you. So, I guess I'm in acceptance and admittance of the situation that I'm in. I'm not in denial of it. I'm not going to try to act like I'm not having to work my way the rest of the way through this. But the one leg up I do have, and that I'm thankful for, is for the most part, I don't have to be going to the places that people who aren't much trying to get out of the situation frequent. And within a month, a friend of mine who really does help me a lot with food and whatnot, he's going to be coming back into town. And I also have, my assistance that's coming in the mail, but it's not here yet. So if there's anybody that has an interest in helping me with being able to get access to food without having to sell my body, literally, that would be awesome, because that's prostitution and it's a crime. So just let me know if there's anything you could do, or if you're willing to do that so that I don't have to stoop to that level, which I don't judge anybody for doing that. You do what you got to do. It's just I have so many eyes on me all the time. And considering the money I made that I didn't have, considering how the amount of income that I made that wasn't taxable. And after that investigation, the IRS comes to, it's like I didn't get in trouble because I didn't commit a crime. And they're just mad. They're mad that I didn't have to pay any taxes. And so, pretty much every dollar that I make gets monitored. And it would be very helpful if you guys would be willing to help me to, either make honest money if you know anyone in the area, or help me with food, at least say for the next month or the next week or two, just until that card comes in the mail. And if not, I get it. I already am ashamed to have asked to begin with, but I'm going on the advice of a friend who told me that if I don't ask, I'm going to starve. and they're right. So there it is. ID, welcome to the broadcast. John, thanks for the hearts. Javon, ID, and Sophia, welcome to the broadcast. And you guys saw last night how dangerous it is out here to be outside overnight. You know, I was sitting in that spot for less than 15 minutes before that guy almost assaulted me. So, and I talked to one of the people that's trying to get me proper housing, and I told them about the situation. So they're trying to expedite the process to get me into a place more quickly, just so that I'm not having to deal with that. Because what happened is the community out here found out about, social media and that I get attention on social media and that I, get money from it and stuff. And so every now and again, I have someone that gets bold that I have to fight off who wants to attempt to extort me. And it's a really dangerous situation. And I know how to protect myself, but I'm not a criminal. And I don't like having to go into the past and utilize skills that I'm supposed to have put to the side after retiring. So if there's anything you can do, I'm very thankful. Food is awesome, but what I really want, what I really need is a second job. So if you know anybody in the Hollywood area that's hiring, hit me up. Shamik, welcome to the broadcast. IRS keeping eyes on you. Yeah, well, that's the thing. When you reach a certain level of social attention, it's like your behavior can really affect the status quo in society. And if you're not careful, it can attract negative attention from law enforcement, from the federal government, for people that know how to circumvent the system and make money without having to pay taxes, the IRS. So I'm clear and I'm good. I just I'm heavily monitored because my heritage, like my parents and their parents on both sides, didn't necessarily make the most healthy financial choices. Like most of my family's really good when it comes to money and all that stuff, and they're really responsible. But my immediate father did not make the most responsible choices. And, there's other family members that don't necessarily make the most responsible choices. So that kind of just puts me immediately on a list where I'm being watched. And, I've been found to be innocent, and I've been found to be making healthy and responsible choices. I just have to be very careful about what I do so it doesn't raise unwanted or unneeded suspicion just due to, my relation to people who don't make the healthiest choices. Nikki, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for 500.
Or send the email to Orbit.
I appreciate the phone calls to those who aren't calling me on an unknown number, and the texts. That's awesome. It's nice to be connecting with all of you. What I will tell you is that if you see that I'm live, even if you could just wait until I'm not live to send me a message, that would be fantastic. Text messages is fine, but if you're going to give me a phone call, please call me after the broadcast. Thank you. Like getting phone calls while I'm live, it really stresses me out. It doesn't matter who it is. It's just, I'm so focused. And then you should see it takes me a good half hour to an hour after a broadcast to wind down too, just to put my mind back in real physical life instead of being focused on the virtual. It ain't me, babe. No, it ain't me, babe. My God. It ain't me you're looking for, babe. See, I don't mind anybody asking me for a cigarette, no matter who it is. The stipulation is it costs $1. My pop was a very smart man. Kick Rocks, welcome to the broadcast. Eric, welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to Vigo. Thanks for the hearts. My pop was a very smart and intelligent man. He was very dedicated to the Lord. And I tell you what, when I tell you my pop was so intelligent and his commitment to God was always first and foremost. And it's amazing how, like, as I'm growing and learning and maturing, that is when I keep God as my focus, I'm still finding ways to be able to operate and interact in regular society with people who, come from beliefs that are not my own, right? And vice versa. And his way of connecting with people who didn't come from the same background as him was business. And he was very effective with that. And I'm finding the same thing. And it's really cool to be doing the same thing and then learning certain things and then like relating it back to his behavior and things that he was trying to teach me that I didn't understand yet, that are now, those lessons are starting to sink in. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is where he started, right? Like with what I'm doing with something so simple as cigarettes, right? On a regular basis, I might not talk to this person or that person. But then with having business as a middle ground, right? It gives me an opportunity to connect with people that I otherwise would never get the opportunity to speak with, because there wouldn't necessarily be a reason to speak with them. They wouldn't have a reason to speak with me just on a daily basis or what have you. So it's pretty cool just to, trade one cigarette and you end up having a conversation with someone you normally just wouldn't talk to. And you can, get further into the community and just have less of a lonely life, I guess you could say. John, welcome to the broadcast. Charles, thanks for the follow. There is no one people are worried about you. I can literally feel how worried some of my friends are right now. They're not with me, but I can feel it. They're concerned about me, and I'm doing good. Go ahead. Don't be so worried about me. I'd have to say my main thing is just food. As long as I don't have to go to, like I said, the places that the homeless people frequent. But it's on me, because realistically, when I do get that hungry, unless someone does send me money or, order some food for me to go pick up, then I'm going to have to go there. It's just, I have to tell you, is those spots really are such a trap for people like me. So if there's anything you can do, that'd be awesome. I don't have to worry just yet. And I am going to try to eat a lot less so I can lose the fat that I have. But I still have to eat probably at least like once a day. So, even just somewhere cheap, if it were like, it don't matter what it is, just something once a day. That would be cool. Or, it's pretty well known within the community that I'm very trustworthy with money. So, if you sent that, if it was easier, and I'll go get something while I'm on live stream so that I can show you that I'm actually, using it that way. But it's up to you. I know some people like to do that. It gives them the satisfaction to see, oh, look, I did that. Just remember, like I said, I'm not going to lie to you. There are resources here. I do have food available. I'm just trying to challenge myself as much as it's healthy for me, and then turn to my community as much as possible instead of to parts of the community that somewhere. See, now one thing I don't do is the hatred. The people who are hateful, sure, I could do them, but I don't do the hatred. I'm not for it. You know, there's some people I think are made for that. I'm really good at being hateful, but it's just not for me. If I can afford not to be hateful in whatever way, then I really don't like being hateful. Mary, welcome to Vigo. Now, because it's hot out, the battery is dying far more quickly than it normally does. Unfortunately. So I probably won't be live with you as long as I normally am. And I don't want to overstay my welcome at the businesses when I'm charging up. I'll spend the money, but it's just, you know, it still takes a little while for the phone to charge up. Maybe I'll tell you how. Yeah, they're like, I have to admit to you, some people do look at me and they're like, why is that white boy being nice to me? I say, well, that's what God says to do. So that's what I'm doing. So my God says to do. So that's what I'm doing. And people are like, no, don't do it. Just give me the chance to hang out with you. You know, you ain't gonna hear me pushing it on you. I'm interested in learning about what you got going on, you know? I believe in a free and equal world. And I'm also doing my best to pace myself and walk more slowly. Because I got to worry about my heart. I have a good heart, but my dad didn't. And I don't want to end up like him. I would like to last twice as long if I'm lucky. I can't do the sad songs right now. Can't do it. Not even a hello? Okay. And some people do brag on me about my religion, about my belief. But for me, it's about forgiveness. It's like a big thing. And it's for me, it's selfish. It's like, if I did it, like you guys have seen me when I'm like faltering, right? When I'm like falling away from, those viewpoints and my belief. And I'm a much better person when I believe. And that's me personally, So that's why I'm pretty adamant about it, because a lot of people really like me when I stick to my faith. But admittedly, when I don't stick to my faith, a lot of people are very scared of me. So if I have the support either way, I might as well do the right thing, The sun is bright. I don't want to put the hat forward because I look like my ears are huge, but the sun is very bright. Okay, so I'm going to make a prediction here. Venom: The Last Dance is coming out. How much you want to bet that it's not The Last Dance? Wolverine was done, and then he wasn't done, I think there's going to be another one. And they're going to pull Tom Hardy into it too. I know they will. And he'll say yes. He's pretty good in that role. Check this out. Look at this bus. How cool is this? And we don't have to come up with 1,000 reasons as to why I'm walking back and forth on the Walk of Fame. You guys are my reason. So if you want to help keep my life easy too, you can just throw the beans up there. We're at 52 beans. Thank you. 4,000 fire, which is a good start. I mean, we've only been live for like half an hour.
Doing it for the beans, I guess. What's going on today?
So I guess on the same premise, and I'll tell you guys, it worked when it came to the first situation to tell you about. So hopefully it works out here too. Is I would rather die or starve than go to jail. But stick to that, maintain my own discipline. And something will come up, it'll work out. I have to trust it'll work out, and I have to make sure not to give in. That's the big thing. Is I have to stay focused and not give in. I'll find a way. I know I will.
Sorry, I'm trying to
I mean, when you think about it, for people that are like, oh, you can't do it. I mean, how long was I able to provide for myself?
Never.
I did pretty good.
Good now.
You guys were super supportive for years. For freaking years, it was like, and when I really think about it, it was like doing the impossible. It's like, I did it, and I can continue to do it. There's nothing stopping me. So as long as I maintain discipline, I continue to put out content and I stay focused, I should be able to.
Yeah, that is a bad spur hat. All right, while he's reading and stuff, today we have a pretty good day. I mean, this is like day 600 of fucking James, it feels like. even though he's only been back for less than a month. But I want to show you guys something real quick here before he gets all, I don't know, James like, before he gets into his James ways. So remember yesterday when I was like, Conger, I assume Conger doxed his number, but he didn't. Someone messaged me this. So they said, I heard you're asking Conger if he doxed Saroka's number. James has it posted on his Facebook page. So James actually doxed himself, his own number, like Daisy does. I think Heather does that too. Like Heather just puts her number out if you wanted to reach out to her, and it's this one, so I blurred it there. But yeah, it says it was linked to his Facebook, so I formally apologize to Conger. And yeah, there's something else I wanted to. Oh, for anyone who missed like last night, he almost died. Which is pretty crazy. I want to show you guys that real quick for anyone who missed this. This is just a really short clip that I put together so you can see what happened.
Hey, yo, bro, what type of phone you got? I got the type of phone that says keep walking. Oh, bro,
I also figured out what he's saying here. So he's like, what kind of phone do you got? And James is like, I got the kind of phone that says keep walking. So he told the guy to keep walking, which is, I guess, pretty gutsy. And that's what made the guy so offended. I'll put it back so you can hear it.
Hey, yo, bro, what type of phone you got? I got the type of phone that says keep walking. Oh, bro, I ain't saying like that. I was asking a question, bro. You go walking your ass, bitch ass. You ain't controlling me, bro.
And I think he says there, like, you don't have to try to be tough. And I don't know. Maybe James should have been abrasive, shouldn't have been. I mean, he got through the altercation. Sans conflict. I guess this is a verbal conflict, I guess you could say.
That's retired. You're tired. Not retired. You phone that you probably I said I'm retired. I don't know what you retired of. You feel me? That's what's wrong, motherfuckers. You always get retired for something, and then you have a structure. You got a structure. You have a problem? I just asked you, I got a phone. Maybe it's the same Samsung or anything like that. I got one that probably was extra to the one that you probably like you to do me a favor. Okay. Oh, wait, motherfucker. Thank you. Have a conversation that's physical with your motherfucking bird.
So that was the highlight of the live. Yeah, it was I was on till the almost end, and I missed you. Oh, you missed this, Emily? Emily, this was crazy. This is like crazier than the cop interaction. Anyways, we'll get back to see what James is up to. It's probably many. Oh, he has the hat backwards now here. Oh, why is it doing that? I should just know what I want to play. Hope it didn't mess it up. Should be fine. Oh, we put it back forward again? He just had it backwards. I see it on the other screen. Well, not recording it. It feels like 3 days. Has it been 3 days? I mean, yeah, the 30th, the 1st, and now we're on the yeah, we're on 3 days.
John, welcome to the broadcast.
He does jail talk. Also, I'll put my camera on a bit, I guess. I can put it on now. I'm just like, I don't want to turn my lights on. Like, I'm in the dark. And do you guys want to see me in the dark? You're not going to see much. What is this? Is it worth seeing me in the dark? I don't think so. Probably not, right? So I'll be here in a bit. One of my eyes are waking up.
Here we go.
In the rain.
Hey, if you guys are bored, I could shut down the broadcast.
Do it. Nah. I was supposed to stream Daisy. I even made a thumbnail for Daisy, and then this fucking lunatic goes live. Pushed it to 10 p.m. If he's still going at 10, I'm switching to Daisy. The good thing though today is look, we can pause it. I'm on StreamYard, which is my favorite thing in the world. I can highlight comments. You guys don't have to watch me draw on the screen. It's good times.
Sarah, welcome to the broadcast.
No. Oh, you guys. I was scared for James last night. You're burnt out on Daisy? We're not going to watch much of Daisy today. I just want to see Diana fighting about me. And Diana, actually, I should download that before she deletes it. These goofballs delete their videos all the time. But Diana made a video towards me and was like, "Ha, Steve." I don't know. I can't remember what she said. Something, I'm a loser or something, you know? Something like that. Nope. No filter for you, Steve. Delive. Jealous trolls. Why did she spell it like believe instead of like leave? Like leave, you know? Leave the house, leave this area kind of thing. Whatever. Diana is a master of words. Remember, she was like peace. And it was like a like a piece of fabric. She was like piece of she's so smart and talented and successful. Good in 1080p.
Okay, then. I guess I'll just go to the churches.
Yeah. Scientology church or
Whatever comes from that is not my problem.
What?
Trying to cause me to avoid the situation will make it worse.
What are you talking about? You're gonna take over
There's
the
always
church?
some idiot that just didn't get the memo.
We gonna fuck with them?
The corrupt are like, yeah, you. I'm like, nice try. I'm past that level. I've reached the point where it's obvious that you're the bad guys. And you guys are the ones that make the movies, so you may not like the fact that you're exposed as the bad guys, but it's honestly not my problem.
What does?
I didn't expose you. You exposed yourself. You know, I'm minding my own business. And they like come out of nowhere and decide to lose. You know? Now, if they were losing on purpose, I'd be like, all right, whatever. But I feel bad for them. You guys might not know what I'm talking about, but some of you do. Now let's see how hot this bench is.
No one knows. I don't even know what he's talking about.
It's actually not that bad. Oh, okay.
And I'm like a James historian. That's why we can't watch Daisy right now. Daisy says the same thing every day.
All right. Sarah, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for the hearts.
Other people cover Daisy that are more important than me. But yeah, James is. Let's try to find out what the fuck he's talking about.
Man, my heart is pounding.
Are these really all the comments he has? He's been going for 44 minutes. I feel like that has to be wrong.
Guys, I gotta tell you, the silence is killing me on the broadcast.
Well, James, calm down.
I mean, if you're not feeling it, then I can fuck off. But
like
I'm doing me the way that I know how to do me, and I'm doing my best.
Okay,
I humble myself to ask for the help. So if you don't like that, then it is what it is. But I mean, I'm gonna be real about this. No, of course I'm not sponsored by Bank of America. It's a fucking t-shirt.
Well, they're talking to you.
You already know I'm not. I don't feel like blocking you. I feel like playing with the trolls today.
Okay. Chill out. Chill, James. Chill, James Saroka. The fucking...
Shamanica, welcome to the broadcast. Jay, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for the hearts.
Oops.
This broadcast brought to you by a random t-shirt that somebody gave me. Shut up. Guys, if you don't calm down, I'm going to start live streaming on VK instead of here.
Ow.
What do you think? I think I'd have quite a bit more success in this area, to tell you the truth.
You won't. It's a
My
fucking
Russians
Russian
love me. I think I had like 15 people on VK add me in the past week, none of which even speak English. And you guys are over here like asking me what my problem is. They ain't telling me I have a problem. I'm trying to keep it American, but I mean, I got to go with the flow. If the Russians are paying me and my Americans are like, fuck you, go to the church, stay homeless, who do you think I'm going to side with? I'm still American, but I don't have any problems with Russian money. It still converts into American cash. Shamanica, thanks for the hearts.
I gotta figure out how to get into the other ones.
And one thing I will tell you is that the Russians in Hollywood have a lot of money.
See, before Elon Musk took over Twitter, it was
Just
so
saying.
easy to just use fucking other Twitter accounts. But now, it's not. Do I still have 306 love?
You guys are like, you got to stay loyal. Just don't eat. We're not going to give you real food. We're not going to find you somewhere to live. But don't you dare work with those Russians, or we're going to continue to not help you.
I really need a better order.
I'm just chilling. It's hot. It's a hot day.
Should I sign in with VK?
Huh?
I don't even have a VK. It's time to make a VK to make
Sorry.
another Bigo account.
I'm live streaming. Yeah. I'm just talking to people on the internet.
Boy.
Hey, some hot girls in a Toyota say hey. They say hey. Cassandra says, why can't I eat? Because I'm on a diet.
I need some.
It's
Russian
called
number.
Yuto.
I don't care what the hell they do.
Yeah, it's called the I'll eat when I'm dead diet. Because I'm ornery and
is he just
vindictive.
hangry? He's just hangry, I think.
I got a vendetta. And I'm a social justice warrior.
Uh-huh.
The last part's true. I don't know about the first part, though. I'm still questioning.
Steve's alive with an angel emoji. Is this one banned?
Yeah, but like I said, my buddy will be back in about a month, and I'll probably be back at his place. Because, like, he moved, but he has people, and then he will refer me back to his people when he gets back. But for now,
Well,
I'm
this
just
is
like
just crazy. We're gonna have to go in on like a safe one.
saying hey to some hot girls who
I could have made a
saw
new
my
email
crotch.
account by this time.
They were both, oh my gosh, were they drop dead gorgeous.
It's because Colleen banned like a bunch of them the other night. Stupid Colleen. Colleen being a menace.
And then people be like, stay loyal. And I'm like, stay loyal to who? The human race? Like, what do you want from me?
What does that
I'm
mean?
not getting it with that attitude. I'll tell you that.
The human. I mean, isn't that that's his gripe
Thanks
with
for the
God?
hearts.
He doesn't like the human race.
Then I'll tell you what, there's this one person that keeps texting me, and I want to punch him square in the nose. It makes me so mad.
James, you shouldn't have put your number on Facebook.
It's just like sometimes people expect stuff out of me and like believe they deserve it. That's just principle, you know. It's the principle of the issue.
I mean, if I was really evil, I could be texting and calling him right now because he's like, it's so. I get so
Bob says
fed
you
up
made
when
it.
people
I
call
did.
me.
I'm here. How
I'm
are
just
you,
gonna
Nikki?
grab
Welcome to
him.
the broadcast. Sorry, I'm like lightheaded
Drive him
because
nuts.
I was eating like
But
real
I'm
good.
not that. I mean,
My buddy was taking care
he's
of
not
me.
even
And
evil.
now he moved, and he's coming back, but he's gone for like a month. So I'm like, I just don't want to have to go back to the places where the homeless people get food. I'm grateful. It's just not worth the trouble. So like, you guys are gonna hear me complain for like the next 2 or 3 weeks while my body
It does,
readjusts and like
Francisco.
not eating.
If you DM me, I can give you the link to the Discord. I can't have a public link because there's crazy people in this world. I'm trying to keep you little angels safe. Does he even fly in this hat?
Yeah, the phone's definitely getting hot in the sun. It's okay.
John's phone withstood a sauna a bunch of times. Do I do Jimmy stuff? I mean, we talk about Jimmy stuff.
I lied. I don't actually want to play with the trolls. I've been.
I can DM you a link if you want, Carrie. If you're on Discord, I know you.
Thanks for the hearts.
Am I going crazy?
Oh my God, he's sitting at the
I
bus
think I'm
stop and
going
not getting on the
crazy,
bus. I'll tell you what. If you're gonna tell me that I can't sit on the bus, what do you call it? On the bus bench for a couple hours, then you got to tell your undercovers the same thing. How's that sound?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? Sound fair? I think it sounds really fucking fair.
Am I going crazy? Did you change your account on Twitter, Carrie? Because I thought we had DMs before. Unless, like, Elon Musk just broke shit again. He usually likes to do that. want to make sure this is the real you. Like Dracula 13.
Fair. Don't tell me I'm picking a fight. You're picking a fight.
I'd imagine just on the ground, because like, really, I can picture people who wear this hat just kind of throwing it on the ground when they're upset, and like, I don't know who would even want to wear this hat. It's just strange.
So, you think it's funny? That's fine. There's people above you. I don't mind going above you, considering hierarchically speaking, when you decide to think that way, and I can match your energy. I am so far above you, it's fucking disgusting. But if we're going back to the even flow, then I could probably calm down. What do you think? Are we good? Very cool. I don't think some people understand that in some occasions, you know, like I told you, I'm moving on, like not being involved in street life and shit like that. If I fall back into this shit, it is actually your fucking fault. And you will pay the bill.
Oh,
Because
yeah?
there's only so much one man can handle.
Oh, yeah?
It's not possible.
Fuck,
Let's say you do it. There's a reason why when law enforcement goes undercover, they're only allowed to be undercover for a couple of years at a time. Because you psycho-emotionally cannot go without adapting into that situation and that environment. So don't look at me and tell me it's my fault when I'm doing everything in my power to move beyond the situation. So I guess what I'm telling you is I am scared of falling back into it. And I could feel myself shifting back into it more every day. It's been like a day and a half, and I'm already starting to get pissed off. And you guys saw within the first couple of hours when that guy came to try and buy my phone off of me, I figured I put him right in his place. I don't do that when things are going the right way. I don't do that. But if I'm out here, I'm sorry, but you're losing my loyalty because I have to survive, and my survival comes before your commitments. You want to give me a $40,000 a month paycheck? Sure, let's talk about it. But I ain't doing your shit for free. I don't know what kind of crazy you think I am.
I think I am going crazy. Or my messages just aren't working. Who did I just send this link to?
I will tell you.
Did you get the link? I can't see your message. Oh, come on, James.
It'll be done before I get a chance to make the decision because my constituents already know the choice I would make. So before I ever have to run into the problem, you're already locked up. I told you that I would not succumb to this lifestyle, and I meant it. And the longer I have to endure being in this situation, the more difficult the situation is going to become for the people who are continuing to keep me in this situation. I have personal accountability for my choices. I'm not going to take personal accountability for your choices. And if you take it to the professional level, well, I am half as interested in taking the credit for your professional choices as I am in taking credit for your personal choices. Before you try and say that I'm threatening you, no, I am threatened. I am in a situation where my life is threatened. Do not tell me about what a threat is. You wouldn't have the balls to do what I'm doing.
James, you're sitting on a bench homeless. What are you doing?
Do you know how insulting it is after all the work that I put in, everything that I've done, that I still have people that are ill-advised enough to find something comical, you know? I'm disappointed in that, truthfully.
Gosh, I hate disappointing James Saroka.
Snoop Dogg? What about Snoop Dogg? His star is right in front of the Jimmy Kimmel studio. Snoop Dogg and Jimmy Kimmel playing. They arranged to have them right next to each other. And Jimmy, not only people, celebrities who know the honorees, they talk to them, they have people needing to talk for Snoop. I remember that day, a year or two ago, if you're not live, you have to show up to the ceremony. It's not the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's like shopping.
That sounds like a pretty good tour. Nordic, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for the hearts.
James, be a tour guide.
And thanks for being understanding when I have my outbursts. I'm not having it. I'm really not having it. It's so disrespectful. Like one of my friends, he served the Hollywood community for almost 50 years. And just because of how society is with certain things.
He served in the Hollywood community.
And it really pisses me off. Like they just kind of left him behind to mind his own business after they got what they wanted from him. Serving his entire life. Can you imagine? Can you imagine serving your entire life, or at least half of an entire lifetime, when it's the maximum lifetime you could possibly get a chance to live? And then the moment you retire, people treat you like a piece of shit and say, "Oh, I'm done with you. We're good." I couldn't even imagine. I'm dealing with that after, the amount of time that I've given.
But
and I'm up and on. Like I don't know how he has that level of humility and patience. I really don't. I admire him for that. I don't have that. I don't. All right. Just go on today. Didn't know about any outbursts today. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't loud. I was just stern. I'm just upset after all I've given to, and I have to say, my own community, like to the fans.
Directions?
Like you're supposed to serve the fans and that's it. And I get it. It's just, I give my fans a lot more than your average creator gives the fans.
What?
Like I give a lot of my immediate live time and attention, and most people really don't.
Okay.
And
cool.
I give you more of my personal life than like most people do. And so like in this situation, after some of the times that I've been through with a lot of the fan base, like I really thought that people would be more interested in, like, when I say about what I got going on and what the situation is, they'd be more interested in providing that immediate assistance and being, supportive on a more personal level, just, say for the next month or the next week or two until that card comes in. And I'm honestly disappointed in people for expecting me to give so much of my personal life and not have for them not to. Like, I don't expect it. I'm just disappointed that there isn't more of a reciprocation. And it does speak volumes to me, and it tells me that as my career continues to move forward, that it is a really good choice for me to step back more from live streaming the way that I said I'm going to. And that I was right about that, people are committed and dedicated, but not necessarily as interested in me in my real life as they are the enigmatization
what
of idolization
here. Okay, James. Jesus.
And that's okay.
Ram.
I just don't want to hear it from anybody when I have to go to the Catholic Church and to the Protestant Salvation Army to get food. I do not want to be hearing about people complaining that I'm involving myself with Christian religion and call me a hypocrite when you guys don't want to help to support my ability to stay away from those establishments.
James, you loved it the other day. Who is saying this to you? This voice is in his head.
They are the only people that provide food. Other than once a week on a Sunday, you can go to the LGBTQ Center and they will provide you with a whole bunch of snacks and a meal and clothing and goods. But that's only once a week. And the only way to get food in Hollywood without paying for it, other than that, without committing some sort of crime or asking for help, is to go to the churches.
James has been very homophobic in the past, so that's ironic. I guess he is gay now. At least he's bi. So like maybe he was just closeted. It was closeted homophobia. But that's still ironic. He also he does hate the church. So it is kind of ironic, hypocritical of him to be accepting help from them when he ragged on them so hard before. And he punched the priest. Well, the priest punched him. I don't know. He got into a fight with a priest, had to go to a mental hospital.
But I thought that knowing that I made that difference would be enough for more people. It's enough for like I have the support of the law enforcement community because they're the people who see pretty much everything that everybody does all the time. So they've been very, very helpful. And then, you know, certain people who are really ingrained in the community and have been living here most of their lives, they're pretty helpful. But you have to realize that the people that have lived here most of their lives are also people who are pretty much self-taught, self-educated, self-started. And they're not really the type that are going to be, you know, supporting the charity case even for the moment. So like, they're my friends, but I can't necessarily expect them to be like, you know, throwing food money my way. Like I don't expect that. And it's one thing to be somebody's friend. And I think that's, you know, like that speaks volumes to me to continue the friendship, even through the tough scenario that I'm going through. But I'm not necessarily friends with people who, you know, are going to bring me into their immediate personal environment due to my current situation. And that's just the social circle that I hold. That's the personality that I have. And I wouldn't expect anything more from them or anything less. But for my fans, admittedly, I was hoping for a bit more, but I'm not mad. I just, you know, it sets that boundary and establishes what our relationship is going to be like in the future. And that's okay. Let me put it to you this way. And I understand either way, but I will tell you is that if you guys aren't going to help me to be able to get food without having to go to the churches, at least for the next week or two until I get my card in the mail, then like if I have to go to the church, to either one of the churches or to the LGBT center, even one time to get the charity food, you have now at that point set that limitation on a relationship. And I will have to behave like a typical mainstream social media presence, mainstream celebrity. I'm going to become a bit of a dick and I'm going to be more distant because it's more personal for me to be this involved with you. And so the standard of my relationship with people that I give this much of my time and attention to would be to also on some level reciprocate that care. You know, now if it were like an actual personal relationship, it'd be different. But obviously, you guys know, and I'm at least honest about the fact that the constituency of our relationship is in part professional, and I can admit that. Some people are like, "Well, I want the facade." Well, if you want the facade, then you have to get the distance. If you want to treat our relationship in a fashion of smoke and mirrors, then that's what I'm going to provide you with: smoke and mirrors. But as long as I'm personal with you, that's, you know, my expectation is for you to be personal with me, because otherwise, realistically, you're taking advantage of me. And I'm not comfortable with that. So, you know, I will either step back and live stream less, or
do it.
We can take it day by day. You know, you guys throw something my way, then, you know, at least I could say, okay, well, then we'll do this into the next day. We can take it one day at a time until that card shows up. But that's up to you.
This is just so crazy because like literally yesterday he was Christian. He was happy being bi. Today he doesn't want anything to do with religion. He also was saying just not even an hour ago that he's like, I need to lose weight. He was talking about he loved how much he was eating. Like he's like, there's food everywhere. I'm getting nice and fat. I finally have meat on my bones. Now he's like, well, that's it, guys. If you don't start paying for my food and I have to start going to the fucking church like I've been going to anyways in the Salvation Army, then I just won't live stream. Well, then don't live stream. Well, who's asking for this? Like, really, though, who is asking for this?
Church. I don't know. You tell me. What is wrong with the church? I'm in Hollywood. Nordic, thanks for the hearts. Jay, thanks for the hearts. Like, you guys can't expect my closest friends and my biggest fans to do to put in all the legwork. You know, it's not fair. You guys want to be a closer part of my life. You want to be part of a more integrated process of my growth. You can't just expect 2 or 3 or 4 people to contribute to me being able to be here with you and then you just ride off their coattails and be able to hop in the broadcast and enjoy hours and hours of live streaming while they're paying the bills. That's not fair. Sarah, thanks for the hearts. What's their ID? And how far is it from Hollywood Boulevard? Because I don't travel past Santa Monica Boulevard, like a couple blocks down. I don't travel past
I think that's
the Hollywood Bowl. You find food there? No, I'm good, thank you. But I will do this because, like I said, I'm not going to be treated that way because it's not funny. I don't find it comical. I really don't. But I do invite you to fall into the trap of finding it funny because you're helping me to do the proper job of helping to organize society and make sure that people who don't deserve what they have don't have it anymore. And people who do deserve to have more can get it.
James needs a will stream for food sign.
I don't acknowledge parasites and mosquitoes. I'm sorry. I'm not on that vibe.
Yeah.
You guys want a snot? You got a snot. You guys want to act like snots? I'll act like a snot. I'll match your energy. Now, if you notice, I'm not shutting down the broadcast. I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up on you. I'm just going to be a dick.
Okay.
You know what most celebrities do? They tell you to fuck off. They disappear into their mansion or wherever it might be. And they don't acknowledge you. They just ignore you. Me? I'll fight with you. I'll actually argue with you. Sometimes, not all the time. But on this topic, I will argue
That
with you.
emo Ronnie guy
I will.
fights with people.
Because you're wrong and I'm right.
Well, then you were wrong yesterday because
I know what I deserve. I know my personal value. And I'm not going to allow someone who has a misrepresented mindset about how society operates put me down. I'm going to stand my ground, and you're going to go to the back of the line where you belong since you're cut in line anyway.
I think society was on my side when you went to jail.
I'm done letting people in front of me.
I think society
If you don't like what I do, you can go around and risk getting caught by the law, or you can slow the fuck down and chill out. And don't forget, my breaks do work.
No, they don't. I need more Steve Delive accounts. Fucking Colleen.
Like, as I'm sitting here, giving you my time and energy, my leg is falling asleep. It's tingling. Because I'm that tired.
It's
I'm that
hard out
hungry.
here. My leg is falling asleep.
And I'm going to rely on the audience that I have for the opportunity to grow, because it's not fair to the churches, to the homeless community, to law enforcement, for me to go as someone who is socially famous to involve myself with the regular public amongst people who are in a protected class, who don't need that extra social attention, who could end up in a tough spot because they have more attention being put on them because I'm there. So if you guys don't care, then you don't care, but then I will take it upon myself to do what's right. And it's not me being morally more sound than the next person. It's that I don't give a fuck if you like me or if you don't. I'm going to do the right thing because that's who I am. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch.
Never done the
You
right
can go
thing.
bitch and complain with the rest of the scumbags that complain. I'm going to do the right thing. I might not say it the right way, but I'm not perfect. And I don't claim to be.
What an interesting retort. I'm gonna repurpose Billy. Except we might need Billy. Let's make sure Billy is still okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about incarceration because if I ever got incarcerated, there would be a social uproar. There would be
What?
uprooting of long established traditions. Let's say it that way. And I don't have to worry about death because obvious reasons.
Are you immortal? What do you mean?
And if you ask me and you say, well, that's not enough for you, no, it honestly isn't enough for me because I deserve a full life no different than anyone else. I deserve just as much as you do. And the things that I've earned in my life, that I've earned myself, doesn't count me out of the rest of the equation.
What is
it doesn't mean that I should settle and just be a piece of shit because, live like a piece of shit because I got what I earned. I earned what I got and I deserve what's offered. I deserve both because I've worked for both. And I shouldn't have to fight twice as hard for something I've already earned. And I will be charging interest for having to work twice as hard for something that I've already earned. And when I say will be, I mean the interest is already being collected. So if you don't want the bill to go up, and I'm not talking to my fans, I'm talking to people who know who they are. If you don't want the interest to go up, then quit making life hard for me. Don't tell me you're trying to protect me. You're trying to protect your wallet. And I'm not an idiot.
I'm not trying to protect James. I'm trying to protect people around James. Oh, shit.
I'm going to go to Salvation Army tonight and get my food. If I'm going to count on one person, whether from the audience or elsewhere, to throw me a proper meal. And I swear to fucking Christ in hell, if one of you expects me to pick food up off the side of the street, we're going to have a goddamn problem. I'm not going to do it. But if you even grant me the insult, I'm going step mode for the next fucking year. I will redo every moment, every blessed moment that we have had together for the last year, minus the incarceration. You'll be stuck with me for those 6 months, and I will be in street mode. So unless we want that, let's work together. You want to charge me with a crime? Go ahead. The lesson that I will learn is to never trust you again. Right now, we're at a point of trust, and I'm losing trust with every moment. I get suspicious. I do. Because after all I've done for this community, for one person not to be able to throw me a meal, I've given almost a decade of my life. And I can get one meal so I don't have to go to the church for it. Well, that doesn't sound fair to me. It really doesn't. And telling me that there's something wrong with me or that I'm extorting or telling me that I'm being a beggar because I'm standing my ground, essentially because I'm actually standing my ground. No, I'm not going to be bullied. I'm going to stand my ground. Try and extort me because I won't give you a free cigarette. It's not happening. And you know what? Let's add to that. Every person that gives me shit in this broadcast, you can expect to, deal with the law. You want to come down on me? Well, the law's going to come down on you. It's nice to be on the right side of the law. And I'm going to stay there because it's nice and safe and comfortable.
Okay, let's try that. I have an idea. So, if I go in and say a bunch of shit and then block him, I don't think he can block me because he won't be able to find my account. And I should be able to just unblock him and go back in. I'm going to see if this works.
Step mode.
I don't have to switch account.
My street name is Step. Not my criminal name, because I don't have a criminal name. My street name is Step. My nickname, what people call me. People call me Step. Because I walk a lot. Well, that's cool. What do you do for the community? Helping out is great. Well, it's a secret. I really can't tell you. It's between me and the people that I help. It's their private lives, and I'm not going to go there. Thank you for asking. I appreciate the attempt to acknowledge. But this is our community, the Hollywood community. I'm a part of it, and I'm not going to have anybody bully me out of my own community. Thanks for the follow. Hi, Jay. How are you doing? Good. How are you? Berg says, "How does someone get your food?" Apps. Yeah. I mean, you could Google the Hollywood Boulevard and any business on and any food you get me, any way you help me, you are helping the homeless community in Hollywood. Because socioeconomically, I am currently homeless and classified as homeless. So anything you help me with is going to trickle in the direction of people who are struggling through their situation in the Hollywood community. And it's also going to lift them up from the situation they're in. For the people that are forced to go to the churches, it's going to give them a chance to move on and be able to go get food for themselves. And I can't necessarily explain to you that process, but I have created an appropriated legal network where, you know, people can follow my footsteps. So when you help me, you are helping them. It's not charity. Don't make the claim. It's not fraud. It's just where when I get something, I give something. I'm just very quiet about how I give and when I give and what I give. Just know that when you give to me, I am giving back. And I will also tell you that there's not going to be a way for you to prove whether I did or didn't give back. So, you know, just realize that what you're giving me, I'm never going to be in a position to be able to prove it one way or the other.
So don't
you got to take me on my word or just opt out, one or the other. It's up to you. Doing okay, good. But yeah, pretty much any business on the Hollywood Boulevard, on the stars, on the Walk of Fame, any place that you could call in, you know, like, not to name places, but you know, if you go down to the Walk of Fame, pretty much anywhere that provides food. I mean, there's Starbucks, there's McDonald's. I know fast food's not healthy, but I don't want you having to spend, you know, 30, 40 bucks. You spend 15, 20 bucks and that's plenty. But anywhere on the Walk of Fame, and then just tell me to go pick it up and tell me what name to pick it up for, and I'll pick it up. You can put it in my name if you want. I don't care. But I also don't care if you don't, you know, whatever way you're trying to do it, as long as I'm getting food, I'm thankful. And then I can pass that on, you know. I can pass it on to people who are actually trying to get out of their situation, who aren't going to take advantage, people who aren't causing problems. You know, for example, I went to that cafe, I got me some coffee and I hung out for a while, and someone who doesn't deserve to be there tried following in my footsteps and got themselves kicked out. But you know who didn't get kicked out? The guy that followed in my footsteps, who was suicidal, who did buy something. He came and took a seat, and he had just enough rest to get his mind right so he didn't take his own life. You guys know what that look is, and I saw that look. And in the time that I sat there with him, I saw his look change, and then I saw him passing down the street, and he had a nice big smile on his face.
Oh yeah, this is a male Heather.
And that's why I do what I do. That's why I spend my money the way I spend it. That's why I don't want to go to a place that's going to take most of what I give. What I have to give, they're going to take most of it, and they're going to attribute it to most of themselves. Whereas whenever I do it through capitalistic business, I can be very acute with the way that I do it and make sure that someone who's actually trying to filter themselves out of the homeless community and get proper assistance and move on from that situation is going to. I can make a legitimate impact. I'm not a church. I'm an individual. And I want to help people on an individual basis. And needing the help myself, well, I'll tell you what, it's a very effective symbiosis.
What the fuck was all that, James? What the fuck? You're just a crazy person now. Well, he was, but like, what? He's got to go vet the homeless people he's going to help.
You enjoy the tours since I've never been there. Cool. Awesome. Yes, Kat, I would love a hamburger from McDonald's. I am going to feel like an absolute piece of shit for pressuring my audience into getting me something to eat. And I'm sure there's going to be an uproar about it. But you know what? It's worth it.
$70 nachos.
It's absolutely worth it.
How many burgers can
Thank you to whoever doesn't feel pressure and is willing to do it. There's all these people that are socialistically brainwashed. And I just don't operate that way. We don't live in a socialistic country. We live in a free country, and I'm going to do it the free way. We won the war. The British didn't. And we have had the opportunity to offer them quite a bit. And now people love our country. So I like to live that way. I only do one for the value menu. Just, hey, I ain't complaining. Thank you. All calories are calories. My answer is yes. Absolutely yes every time. Thank you. Let them talk. Let them say what they want. Mark me however you want. I'm going to do what I got to do. ID, thanks for the hearts.
I'm gonna switch it. Damn it.
So I'm going to explain it to you. And it's a little tricky, but it's something I learned between my foster parents and my mom. My mom was a very, very smart woman, very clever. She knew how to help people. And, my foster parents were the same way. And I'll put it to you this way. Every single dollar that someone who's getting money from the wrong place spends at a restaurant is another dollar they can't spend on drugs. It's another dollar they can't spend in a nefarious situation. So it puts people who are trying to get better in a position where they're spending money on food and putting something in their belly instead of feeding into an addiction that's going to perpetuate their situation and only make their life worse. See if they do it. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, all you do, just do a mobile order. You just do a mobile order, and I'll pick it up. And if it doesn't let you do it, it doesn't let you do it. But at least you tried. What are they going to say? I stole it? I got recorded proof.
No, I have recorded proof. You have a fucking live stream that you'll lose every time you shut the broadcast.
Plus, doing it this way keeps people who are by nature nefarious from following in my footsteps. And it keeps them away from me.
Yeah, he says nefarious. He has a lot of Heatherisms, actually.
Yeah, if an undercover cop or a regular homeless person is allowed to chill on one of these benches for a couple of hours, so can I.
You're not a regular homeless person. He's an extraordinary homeless person.
I'm doing it because I need to.
And that's what it's there for.
I'm not going to be brainwashed or socially manipulated into being told to the point where I start thinking that I need to do it a certain way. No, I have my own way, and I'm going to do it that way as long as I have the proper support. My card should be coming in the mail in less than a week. And as long as the church doesn't lie to me and say that my stuff didn't come in the mail, then I will have my card and I will be able to get the food. Now, here's the trick. I had somebody tell me, oh, you can just go down to the DPSS office and they will give you the card on site. That was a trick to try and get me to go down to the office. Because the fact of the matter is my ID address is old, right? And I do have homeless status, but by all technicalities, I'm provided with an address. And the loophole that they're allowed to use to prevent me from getting my card is saying that my ID address doesn't match the address on file for the case. So I already knew, I got ahead of that. I already knew that if I showed up and tried to get my card, that they would have turned me down. And then the other trick, and I'm pressuring on this to make sure I get what's mine, is to make sure that Blessed Sacrament doesn't turn around and say, well, I'm sorry, either your mail didn't come up, it didn't show up, and they can't claim because I was given permission. And I have documented proof through my text messages that I was given permission to use the address to be able to get my documentation and get my cards. So I can't have someone claim that I used the address without permission.
Like his ID, like his actual ID, like a driver's license and stuff?
That due to my homeless status, they will be able to deliver the card and that my medical card through the mail to that address, even though that address some instances is considered a business address. It's somewhere that I was given permission to, utilize the address in order to get my card. So, like I said, as long as I'm not lied to and told that the mail didn't show up, then I'm good. And if within the next week, say by next Monday, I'm not told that the card showed up, then I will contact DPSS and confirm that it was delivered, and then have a conversation about why I didn't get it if I don't get it. So I try to make sure to cover my bases. ID, welcome to the broadcast. And depending on whether I'm properly given what's owed to me and what was promised and agreed upon, if it doesn't work out, then I'll circumvent the process because I now have alternate options. And if I get what I'm owed and I get what I was promised, then I will continue to associate with said people and organizations that have made those promises to me. If I don't get what I deserve and what I'm owed and what I was promised, then I will stop associating with those organizations and I will circumvent that process and behave in a far more independent basis, both on a personal and business level. It's give and take. I've given. My turn.
To who, James?
Word is bond. I've kept my end of the deal.
Disability program, special ed services. So he wants to get on disability.
They gave me the privilege of using the address because they know that I don't do drugs, that I stay out of trouble, and that I don't have another option. Whereas most people that go there, they're not dealing with what I'm dealing with. So I wasn't given a special privilege. I was given an opportunity.
Oh my.
One that I am owed and deserve. And I'm making sure that after I get what I was promised, that I don't have anyone following after me.
What are you talking about?
And that's just the way it is.
He thinks they're trying to trap him. He thinks it's like some fucking operation. This is just applying for disability, James. This isn't like a conspiracy.
I take control of the situation and make sure that they keep good to their promises.
So we speaking in codes.
You want to make life harder for me? I'll remind you of how much I'm doing to keep your life from getting any harder.
Says the man with no power over anyone.
Yeah, I remember you.
Not even his own free will.
That's the thing. I don't have a list of demands. I have promises that were made to me, agreements, handshakes. Those agreements aren't on paper, and I'm trying to keep them off paper because they shouldn't have to go that far.
Should always get in a writing, James.
I shouldn't have to go that far. These are very easily solvable problems, so we're keeping them easily solvable. So I might be taking charge and I may be, pushing a little bit, but I'm doing it because no one else is. I'm making sure to keep it easy for everybody. I don't need it complex or complicated, nor does anyone involved in the situation. So I'm keeping it easy.
I love how no one's in there. That's the last commenter for me and the Stu. Stu's one of my boys.
And I'll say to the people who want me to be influencing certain businesses and like people that want to utilize my influence, don't pressure me, make demands, or try to force me to do stuff. Like make me an offer. Like I'm pretty damn easy to work with. Like people that you have to control are people that try to control you. I'm not the type of person to try to control anybody, so I'm the perfect person to make an offer to, especially considering I like to go for the lowest offer because it usually offers, you're usually throwing the most in my direction. The opportunities that go beyond the thing that you're actually offering me are often far more.
Yeah, when I wake up, I think of like, what can I offer the homeless community today? What kind of offers am I going to give them?
I guess what I'm saying is it's like, if you're someone that doesn't want me promoting a Motorola phone, well, then be the person that helps get a phone in my hand that isn't Motorola. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm using what I got.
Yeah.
I don't have much of a choice on that. For example, you're talking about my Bank of America t-shirt. Well, if you don't support or like Bank of America, then just buy me a t-shirt or find someone to give me a t-shirt that you would prefer seeing me wear.
221, but it's really like I said, the last thing I was like, you don't need food. That was forever ago. And this dude came in and said, what's your list of demands? And then he's still nothing. It's been dead chat.
I'm wearing what is given to me that comes from the influence of the person who gave it to me, who knows that I have a fan base and an audience who wants their bank promoted.
He has 52 beans now? Holy shit. He went from 17 to 52 beans. Guys, he has that's 25 cents. He has what he needs back to give back to Scientology.
I have a massive amount of influence and it's going to the lowest bidder, which is absolutely ridiculous. So if you don't like how it's going, then build a connection with me, legitimately, actually reach out, get over yourself and reach out to me and make me an offer, throw something my way. Because until then, I'm going to take what I can get. And then once I start providing for myself, well, I'll put my influences in the directions that I want my influence to go. And if there's particular areas that you want me to influence more so than the choices that I might make, then you have to make an offer because everybody does have a price, including me. And I'll say it this way. They say that money doesn't make you happy, but the fact of the matter is I've never seen anyone frowning driving a Ferrari. So you make me a good enough offer and I'll live stream on an Android instead of an iPhone or vice versa. It just depends on what you're looking for from me. Jesse says, what do you have to offer? I own a home in Hollywood, but I'm not keen on renting a room to homeless. Then don't. Renting room to, you're not renting to a homeless person. Once they're renting, then that person is no longer homeless. Isha, thanks for the hearts. You're renting to someone who is, by all technicalities, unhoused and is choosing to identify as homeless in order to allow my influence to make a positive impact on the homeless community. Essentially, I make them look good until I move out of this situation. And that's the best form of charity I have to offer right now. And it's actually offering far more than what I could be offering. My influence is worth far more than goods or money. Because you can't, you could get money, but you can't just get influence. You can't just be influential. It took a long time for me to get to the point where I have this much influence.
All right, Kratos, you're not okay, but that's okay. That's not good. What's going on?
I have to offer to the people who need the most help to get out of the situation that they're in. This is, what do I have to offer? Well, if you don't already know, then your place isn't for me. I'm not here to be baited. If you don't already recognize my value, then your rental space isn't for me.
Yeah, James is invaluable.
Hammerhead, welcome to the broadcast. It just doesn't pay your bills because you don't understand the value. Market, or influence, is a market, a very profitable market. And if you don't understand how to operate on influence, then you're not in that business, and it's better that I don't purchase from you.
Yeah, ask all the Panera Breads and Subways and Starbucks James has been kicked out of, and how much he did for those businesses that he was lurking around.
Your personal social environment. Influence is something that you have to learn by experience. You can't learn through numbers. You can work the analytics, you can work the marketing, but you can't be someone of influence unless you are someone of influence. And it starts with gaining influence. And from there, you learn how to handle it. The influence comes before the ability to handle influence.
Who does James influence? Other crazy people? He doesn't influence us. Does he influence the bots? Does he train the bots better to understand crazy people?
Any luck? And like I said, if you can't get an order through, you could always throw it to my Cash App, which I'll send you through messages. I already got myself verified on there through ID and everything, so they won't shut it down. And I also have my Cash App prepared to shift over to a business account if I have to, so I don't have to worry about it getting shut down. Customer service already has a note on my account for the instance and possibility of someone trying to get it shut down. So if we have to go that route, we could go that route, and then I'll go and I'll get it, and I'll send you a screenshot of the receipt that I actually bought it, and I'll take a picture and show you that I'm actually eating it.
Okay. There's a note on file. James Saroka is a special homeless man. He's going to be running a business soon. Don't shut down his account. It's not like the regular.
See, when I first got to Hollywood, people tried to control me to gain power over my influence. But thankfully, I was able to utilize the tool of documentation, security cameras, my own, live streaming and stuff like that, to keep those people at bay. So like anytime they would try to frame me or try to gain control over me through those types of, through those types of techniques, control through fear, I was able to keep them at bay. He goes, do I get a tax write-off if I send you money because you're homeless? You probably do, don't you? I don't know if there's like a hitch in that because I'm live streaming, and the live streaming thing is technically like, once it gets to a certain point, it'll be a cell phone business. But I was told that I don't have to worry about that just yet. Like I even talked to BPSS about it. I have to make a serious amount of money online in order to have to not only report it, but also to have to worry about if it takes away from like the food stamps and the cash assistance. So as of right now, I'm good.
Well, yeah, James, you made 25 cents. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But can you write it off because I'm homeless? I guess. I mean, you do have documented proof that you're assisting a homeless person. So I guess you could. I don't know for sure. Don't.
No, he's above the soup kitchen today. He's like, if I have to go to the Salvation Army, the church, and the LGBTQ place to get my food, I'm not going to live stream anymore. I want McDonald's. He bought fucking $70 nachos yesterday. I mean, how many McDonald's burgers could you get for $70?
Yeah, if you want to contribute to someone who's actually been hustling and working hard for the past decade instead of someone who's, people who already have everything going for themselves, I'm right here. I worked very hard just to get to ground zero. I'll tell you that. But like I said, for the next week to the next month, I'm going to be probably having to hustle through the internet to get myself fed so that I'm not having to go to the churches to get food. But like I said, as long as I eat one meal a day until that card shows up or until the month's over and my buddy comes back, then we're good. Like I said, if not, then we'll have to reestablish the relationship, just revisit our boundaries. And it's the same for me with like the churches and law enforcement, how I get treated in the next month is really going to decide how things go. How people treat me while the people who are being very protective of me are away, the people who look out for me the most while they're away, how I get treated while they're not physically here is really going to tell me who's on my side and who isn't.
You know what Heather has they? James has multiple days. So like some days are on his side, some days are neutral, and some days are against him. And I don't know. He just thinks all these fucking people are surrounding his world. The only real people is like me and the people who he actually fucks with. Anyone else is just like in his imagination. Conger's real. Me and Conger are real. Really, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm not scared of thugs. I'm not scared of criminals. I'm not. I'm scared of the free radical. That's who I fear. I fear the one person that's not where they're supposed to be at the time they're supposed to be. And it interferes with my process and scenario. Beyond that, I'm doing pretty good.
That's what I was saying, Rita. He was like, don't give me money for food.
And neither should you. Like, if there's anyone intimidating you and trying to tell you not to help me, first off, you're probably talking to a socialist. And second off, you're probably talking to a terrorist. Because that is terrorist, literally. I mean, by definition and by the, that is defined criminally as terrorism. It's cyber terrorism.
He calls me a domestic terrorist.
So don't listen to them. Just ignore them and allow law enforcement to do their job, because the broadcasts are being monitored. The people that harass me are being monitored, and you don't have to worry about them. If anything, you're helping get them off the street faster, because when you do help me, they start to be annoying to me, and then they end up getting incarcerated. And if anyone tells you that they're personally being harassed by someone on the internet for helping me, usually, and as in usually every time, that has been someone who is lying and is faking a harassment situation to try and cause you to be fearful to give to me. It's happened, and law enforcement has stepped in to take care of the situation. And restitution has been paid.
Then why are we begging for McDonald's money? I've never been to jail. I'm not on the street either. Get these criminals off the street. I'm just sitting cozy in my house.
Investigate a falsified intimidation attempt, a falsified intimidation accusation, things of that nature.
I'm telling you, they would love their life together. They'd have babies. Very complicated begging method. Yeah, cut to the death threats. I need more accounts. Blame
Thanks for the hearts. It is currently 2024, and some people are stuck in a falsified 20-something. Like I said, just ignore the leeches and mosquitoes and the parasites who, for lack of a better term, don't have an ability to move beyond their own pasts, let alone the falsified pasts of people that they aren't permitted to have the freedom to associate with because they're not responsible enough and they are socially terroristic. Just as a newsflash, there are people from my past who don't have anything written in place, but are not legally permitted to associate with me and are socially barred from associating with me because they are
No, you're socially barred from talking to people.
When we went through the experience of COVID-19, just lost their minds and didn't come back. And it's very unfortunate.
Says the man who has a restraining order on him.
Billy says, I want McDonald's too. Never do the $7 nachos again. Could have got so much McDonald's. No, Billy, I'll tell you what, I did the right thing, okay? So, like, my buddy, he's helped me quite a bit, and he has been helping me quite a bit. He's fed me a lot, given me a lot, he got me a lot of soda, got me a lot of food, put a roof over my head. So, like, when I say getting him dinner and getting him some beers was the least I could do, it was the least I could do. So, like, we essentially celebrated my birthday early, and we celebrated his, his trip home. Like, it was a farewell. It was my birthday meal, and it was a birthday night and a farewell night.
Buddy went to jail.
It was worth it. We spent way more than 70, but that was my contribution. I was able to do about 70. So, it's something where that was
on Billy, by the way.
It's about here. There's no other way to put it. But I'm not going to just not do anything fun or exciting or expensive. I'm not going to just not do it, And for people who are like, oh, you're not being responsible. I'm sorry, but I hope you understand that while you are extremely frugal, I am in recognition that there are times that money like that is either spent by you or on you. And the money that's spent by you or on you is usually coming from your family. While on my end, I don't have anyone paying my bills. I don't have a family to pay my bills. So we did have a good time, and we did what we were supposed to do. And we didn't try to intimidate someone to get off the bench because we like our jobs. Sandra says, I'm stuck in the 90s. Things were easier then. Hey, if you're in the past, that's fine. Some people like to live in the past. There's nothing wrong with that. If I had a better past, I'd probably be living there. But my future and my present are far more attractive. So that's where I live. And I take the parts of my past that I enjoy with me. And from time to time, I enjoy them. I like to indulge in them from time to time. Nordic, I don't know the X people. It's not Twitter anymore. It's X, just so you know. I don't know the X people, but it sounds like they'll pay you good money and food. No, they won't. Those are internet scam artists. They're people that tried to scam me back in 2017.
Who? What?
He says, that's right, Billy. No, like I said, we're not going there. That's not the reality. That's the falsehood. That's the sales pitch. Where corporate America gets 90% of the money and socialist America gets the other 10%. And I'm left with half a cheeseburger because some homeless guy ripped it out of my hands and guilted me into giving it to him halfway through my meal. And I'm just not living that life, you know? Nordic says, if I were you, yeah, no, it's a terrible idea. McDonald's near you, trying to figure out how to order. Thank you. I appreciate it.
James raged one time because someone was like, I'll buy you McDonald's. He's like, McDonald's is so far from where I am. I got to walk like a mile and a half. He's like, I will buy you McDonald's if you play this song. And then the song, I think, was like a negative song towards him or something, or it really triggered him. So he already didn't like the song. But he did walk like the distance it took to get to the McDonald's. And then they got him like 2 plain cheeseburgers with nothing on it. And he went insane. Like he fucking flipped his shit. Because, you know, he thought he was going to get like a nice meal or something, and 2 plain cheeseburgers with nothing on them was like an insult to James. So I wonder if it's going to be like that. I don't know who this Nordic guy is.
Snapjack says hi. Hey, what's up? All right.
He is. What's going on, Chris?
See, and I'll tell you, another nice part of actually being real life famous is like there's no more fake cop calls. There's no more baiting the police. Like law enforcement around here actually knows who I am. So like they know that when someone calls and makes a fake report, like they're able to investigate it by driving by and having one of their officers watching the live stream, and like that's all they got to do. And it's really convenient, you know.
Yeah, like Heather with the Frappuccinos. Babies drink this. I would love a Frappuccino. Frappuccinos are awesome. I'm just watching over Gotham like DJ Electra. You know, that's what I'm up. What's what I'm up to today.
That right there was for me. God bless America. I deserve a cigarette. Oh my God, I fucking love this country, man. Oh, fuck, do I love this country. This is the one country in the world. When you earn shit, you get to keep it. When you earn respect, you get to keep it. You don't have the oligarchy or the monarchy fucking taking it from you. You get to keep it. And if you want social protection, you can pay for it. And if you don't want it, you can fend for yourself. You have the choice. Fucking love this country. I love America. God, do I love America.
No sauces, spicy peppers and stuff. Remember Cobb's eating the fucking cat food burger? Oh my God. Cat food on the Big Mac.
Who's ready to pay restitution?
James, you're not getting any
Not
restitution.
me.
Oh my God.
And I hope this gives confidence to anyone that live streams who doesn't cause problems to come out and about and feel comfortable to get yourself back out of your home and live stream and remind people that Hollywood is still beautiful. It's still safe. And it's okay to come outside.
You need to make a Heather and James and Love video. She wants $12 million restitution. How much does James want?
Brooksy, thanks for the hearts. Now, some people might think that I'm bragging, but I'm not bragging. I am setting the example for people who want to come out and about and start living their life again. That it's okay to be outside and that the Hollywood streets are safe. I'm going. I'm not, listen, I'm waiting a moment to get up and go because I am not going to have one more situation where it looks like I'm getting up and moving because of the police. They're cool. I'm fine with them. Things are good. And I'm going to prove that to you by sitting right here and waiting. My friend did invite me to go down to her house, so I'm going to go hang out with her. Get my phone charged up, take a shower, probably get in the jacuzzi. But like I said, I want to show you that things are safe again.
I think it's like what he learned in prison. Everything's about cigarettes. Trading cigarettes, giving cigarettes for like social status. Says he makes more money selling cigarettes than at his job, his imaginary job.
We got 240 to the broadcast. Jack says, that sounds killer, jacuzzi. Yeah. She takes me in the jacuzzi every day. I'm like,
Curse, you didn't see? You didn't see someone try to rob him? I can play it for you real quick if you want. I'll grab it. It's like it's less than a minute. I have it uploaded as a short, but I can show you.
I'm just gonna like take a shower and stuff. She's like, you wanna go down to the pool? I'm like, yeah, we'll go. We'll go. She doesn't expect sex out of me. She doesn't try to mooch off the internet stuff. She doesn't expect anything from me. I freaking love her. She's one of my best friends. She's freaking awesome.
After we listen to this, what is this, James?
She's cool with law enforcement. She's supportive of law enforcement, and that's what I love. That, you know, like
James
there's a difference between people that are like brown nosers and people that just come from an environment in a community that are in support of law enforcement because they grew up with people who weren't corrupt in law enforcement.
Yeah, I just want
So
to
it's nice to be involved in a part of the community where there are people that do what they're supposed to do instead of the framing and the corruption and the crime, you know? So it's good. It's good. I'm getting in with the right people, and I'm making friends that, you know, I can support and that support me, and we protect one another. And it draws out more good people that I get to, you know, get close to or at least be acquaintances with.
Okay, well that went off into a ramble, but I should have known. Anyways, here's the I get this pulled up for you. James almost has his ass handed to him after he tells a guy asking about his phone to take a walk.
Hey, yo, bro, what type of phone you got? I got the type of phone that says keep walking. Oh, bro, I ain't saying like I was asking a question, bro. You go walking your ass, bitch ass. You ain't controlling me, bro. That's retired. I'm retired. Actually, not retired. You've been phone that you probably I said I'm retired. I don't know what you retired of. You feel me? That's what's wrong, motherfuckers. You always get retired for something, and then you have a structure. You got a structure. What you have a problem? I just asked you, I got a phone. Maybe if it's the same Samsung or anything like that. I got one that probably was extra to the one that you probably like you to do me a favor. Okay? Oh, wait, motherfucker. Thank you. Have a conversation that's physical with your motherfucking bird.
James almost has his ass. Spooky, right? I was scared. I was like, remember the cop? The cop's like shining the light in his eyes and shit. It was crazier than that in the moment, at least. I was like, this is how James dies in fucking Hollywood. Oh, don't freeze. I can't refresh this or else it goes away forever. And then I have to switch to OBS.
Because it would be really nice to actually show up at the house without looking hungry. But if not, I understand. But like I said, it's the same situation. You know, I don't think it's fair just to be relying on her like that. It could last for the next week or so, but like, I feel like a piece of shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like a piece of shit over it either way. Whether it's coming from you guys or coming from her, I don't feel good about it. It's the right thing to do. It's just, I have it so ingrained in me to not be okay with it that I'm like really having to fight my pride to be okay with it.
Yeah, we didn't know what was. I was like, what is that sound in the distance? And then this guy fucking, as soon as he stopped to talk, you knew he was the one dragging it.
Or if you just want to send me a message, I'll tell you my Cash App. If you just want to throw like $5 or $10 and I'll go grab something. And I will. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. If you're cool with me saving the money, I'd rather save the money since I know I'm going to get food now. But if you want me to go get that food and then prove it to you, I will. Because I've had people give me money and they're like, this money's for food. And then I tell them, like, do I have to spend it on money, or can I save it for in case I need money or for other stuff that I need? Because I'm actually pretty frugal with my money. Like, if you haven't noticed, I don't really have anything that like I bought. So like the money people gave me, I didn't spend it irresponsibly. Like, you're not going to see me spending money on drugs because I don't do drugs. I'm not going to lie to you. I might spend it on alcohol, but I'm not a drunk. It's like I said, I went out with a friend who was moving out of town, and it was my early birthday gift to myself. So that's what I did.
Slippery slope, James.
And that also got me further in with that bar, because the bar didn't expect me to spend any money, let alone leave a $10 tip. And I did both. And now when I walk by, I get a nice wave from the bartender.
A $10 tip on a $70 bill. That's not a very good tip. He's getting good with the bar. That's what he's saying. It's a slippery slope because James didn't used to drink or smoke at all. Now he's smoking cigarettes. He's drinking alcohol. The next step, he's vaped a weed pen a couple times. It's just a matter of time before he tries like a street drug.
Like I said, influence. Don't litter. The kids are watching. Don't litter. God bless America. And I'm not even kidding you when I tell you they watch every move I make. They do. They really do. When they're coming by, they watch every move I make. And they see that I don't, like, if I have trash, I don't throw it on the ground. Like, I'm technically, I'm classified as homeless, right? But I don't leave my trash on the ground. I don't go begging for money. I don't do any of that stuff. And that influences them,
James,
because they look to the people that are
You were just begging for money.
to do and not do. They're very suggestible, right? And so they see these homeless people out here doing what they're doing, and that leaves an impact on them. But then they see someone who has more social influence than the average homeless person, and they look to me as more of a role model. So they see that I'm not throwing things in the trash. They see that whenever I have a cigarette, I try to take it to the other side and walk on the outside of the street. If there's a kid walking by, they see that when I'm live streaming, I try my best not to put other people's faces on the camera, right? And then they're going to emulate that behavior and be more responsible in society as they get older.
Yeah, James, you're really a positive influence on the kids of society these days.
All right. Well, I'm getting up and I'm going because I'm ready to go. I'm satisfied. After hearing that, I feel pretty good about myself. I'm spiritually fulfilled. Let's call it. I'm spiritually fulfilled for the day.
By what? Sitting on the bench and ramp? Okay. Small wins. He's got the hat backwards again. Finally.
Like that right there, what you heard, is why I do what I do. It really is why I do what I do.
I don't know what he accomplished.
Excuse me.
Did I miss something?
And you know what? Society is rewarding me for staying honest. You know, I am, by all technicalities, in a homeless position. And instead of lying about it, you know, or trying to fake it, I'm saying, yeah, I'm homeless. I even got it in my profile. So I'm staying honest about it. And
He sells cigarettes, Emily. Come on.
So I guess
The other homeless beg him for the cigarettes.
life out there to the world, you don't have to, but stay honest. You know, it doesn't mean you have to tell everybody everything. It doesn't mean that you have to answer questions. You don't. You have every right to maintain your own personal privacy and only answer the questions that you want to answer. With that said, it is vitally important to remain honest because you will build trust, you'll gain respect. And with that, especially for people who are within the industry of influence.
How many other live streams did he do? I thought it's just been this long one. How long has he been going so far? 2 hours and 15 minutes? That's did he do one before? I was sleeping. So I don't know.
And complaining Sometimes I do, I'm not going to lie, but I do my best to stay responsible myself and set the example. And then when I set that example and I actually get to see, even for a moment, that, my behavior made some sort of a positive impact, then I know why I did it. Now, I can't say that those kids were emulating my personal behavior, right? But what I can say is that I'm making those decisions to be responsible, and I know that they're watching. Because if they're watching another person, they're watching me too.
What responsible decision?
They're watching all of us. It's what they do. And then they're going to emulate the most. They're going to emulate the behavior of the people that they look up to. So it's important to become somebody that people look up to while making responsible decisions that they will then emulate, right?
Sure.
Now,
whatever makes you make better decisions.
I know that smoking is an extremely irresponsible behavior for, influence when it comes to pretty much anybody. It's an unhealthy habit. But
that's all you do.
I'm doing pretty good otherwise, I always try to find something I can work on, but I also try to focus on how good I'm doing. So I'm doing pretty good. I got to get off the street and I got to stop smoking. Those are my two main things that I got to work on, is smoking and getting proper housing. And then I'm off to the races.
But for real, what does he do other than he just sat there and smoked cigarettes and said he was being influential? If smoking isn't the thing that's influencing the kids, just sitting on the benches, rambling about nonsense that doesn't exist.
Thank you, Jackie. Honestly, what you're hearing, the difference between me now and say 2 years ago, is Hollywood. People, they have their opinions about Hollywood, but when you move slow enough and you get to know the locals, Hollywood is a wonderful place. There's a lot to learn. There's plenty of ways to grow. And as long as you know your place in society and you put your head down to the people that are above you, and, in the hierarchical, and, in the way of social hierarchy, when you put your head down to the people that do know more than you, like whether or not they're above you isn't the point. It's that they know more than you. And when you respect their culture, they will educate you.
I'm still trying to figure out if he just got kicked out of the shelter because he missed curfew, or if he was actually staying with a buddy and he just went to jail, or actually went away. Or maybe a bit of both. Maybe he was staying at the shelter, then moved in with a buddy, which is why he lost access to the shelter because he just stopped going or something, and now he's homeless again. I think he was at least somewhere for a couple nights.
The influence I've had, the influence that I've had, and the places that I've tried to go to college, I think that was the problem. I tried going to college.
Oh, I was gonna show you guys the other girl, the traveling nurse, because I think enough time has passed, and that was last season of James. I don't want to blow up her spot during the current season when it was happening. I guess for obvious reasons. I won't show her name or anything, but if you guys want to see what Chris, should I show what James's ex traveling nurse Bo looked like?
And so now I can do that being in Hollywood. And it doesn't matter how many messages get sent or how many people try to create rumors or disparage my name. I'm not the only one that they've tried it on, right? I'm going to go to a college where people like me who have that influence and who have fans and haters.
I'll grab the DMs too of someone reached out to her to ask her about James, and she gets into him trying to get her arrested and shit, and she's like, I never want to see him again. Give some context.
Just like that, where they've dealt with the haters of their students who are either influencers or celebrities or people who are just, who come from that background, who are trying to increase and enhance their education. They're used to that. So I can go there. And when someone has something negative to say about me, I don't have to worry about it because they already have protocol for that kind of behavior. They already know who to call and what to do, and they know how to protect their students from those people and help the students to be able to stay focused on their education. So I'm still going to get to do everything that I've tried to do, I just had to wait for the stars to align, and I had to be in the right place to be able to see the stars. Excuse me. Now I'm in the right place where I can see the stars, just at the right time in my life when the stars are aligning.
I gotta crop some stuff. Okay. And
so, yeah. Okay. I almost forgot where I was going, but I didn't. So you guys have me for like another half hour, maybe, until I get to her apartment, and then I gotta go. So any comments, questions, concerns, now's the time. Thank you for the Cash App, by the way. Pretty sweet. I always love a little money on the side. I do. And I do have a couple of different apps like QuickBooks and stuff that I'm ready with. So like, should the IRS ever be like, okay, this money, that money, I have it all documented. And should I make enough money to have to report it, I'm able to. And I'll have it all saved up. I'm doing everything that I have to do to stay responsible. No shortcuts, no cheating. I mean, shortcuts, I'll take it. Listen, here's what I'll say about shortcuts. Shortcuts are good if you know how to take a shortcut properly, right? Like if you want to go off-roading in your sedan, just make sure that you know how to handle a sedan in an off-road environment. Because if you don't, you get stuck. But if you do, you still may get stuck.
Subaru crushed.
With just the right amount of help, you'll still be able to get through it. You know, you still might need someone to help you push the car out of a ditch. You still might need help from someone to bring you a little extra gas. But as long as you do your due diligence, you'll make it through.
Okay, so we'll take a little break from this, James. So this is the traveling nurse. Well, first off, you want to see the dog? The dog they stole? This was the dog that he fucking stole. What a cool guy. Stealing someone's dog. Supposedly for the right reasons. Okay, the right reasons. But this is the traveling nurse. The reason we were able to find the traveling nurse is James was asking people to donate to her Cash App because James doesn't have a Cash App or anything. So then when you search like the name, this is what it came back to. And then someone actually reached out to her just to make sure. So they said, thanks for the follow. I am not James Saroka, just to be clear. Just spreading awareness about him. Do you know him? And she responded with, whoops, why did that? I pressed the wrong button. Hold on. Okay, so it said, please, I don't want anything to do with him or anyone involved with him. He threatened my life after I tried to help him. I did what I had to get away from him. I tried to help him and he didn't accept it. Accept is spelled like accept. and threatened my life. So please, I just want to be left alone when it comes to him. I did not call any law on him. And then they said, oh my God, that's terrible or horrible. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Sadly, that sounds like something he would do. He's not a good person, mentally ill, and most likely a narcissist. We have followed him on the internet for a long time, spreading awareness about him to unsuspecting people. He went to jail for hitting his pregnant girlfriend on the side of the road in 2021, and then went back for violating a restraining order she had on him. So that was that time, the last season of James. So she said, he is in jail now. I was nice enough to try to heal an infection he had. So the fucking foot infection, put a roof over his head, food in his stomach. And he said he let me bleed out in the room. I don't want anything to do with him. They said, no, he's not. He's not in jail. He's in California, still homeless. That is terrible what he said to him. Sorry. So that was what I was going to show you guys last night with the traveling nurse saga, since we were watching the dog video. So that was the dog. That's the traveling nurse. That was her side of the story. And that's how we found her, was through James giving out her Cash App. So the more you know, the more you know. You thought that was amazing. You want to see it one more time before we put a nail in this coffin of the traveling nurse saga? Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, so obviously, like, I don't want to, like, have anything happen to her or James get pissy, but, like, I don't even know if James remembers this person at this point. I think she's, like, way far away from wherever she was back then. Who threatens a nurse? Who threatens a nurse? I don't know. They were tricking. So, like, who knows if she was actually like a nurse or not? I would press X to doubt, probably. But,
like I said, I have what I'm good at.
Now.
I stick to what I'm good at. I stick to where I'm good at it. And when I don't, it's because I have to, right?
Oh, yeah, I forgot Heather's
And I have to say that it's heartwarming for me personally when someone who does come from another background that I can't relate to and they can't relate to my background, when they step into what I'm familiar and comfortable with, I take it as a compliment and I find it endearing, because I do that often for people. And to have someone do it for me,
what would Jessica Meska do?
Makes me feel a lot better about myself.
Bill, you were right about Springs the whole time. The whole time.
Kevin Hart opened a restaurant, right, a while ago, and now it has fences around it. I thought it was super popular. There were always people in there. I wonder what happened.
Oh, James had a conspiracy about Matty R last night when I brought up the evil Matty R. And he was like, I'm the whole reason the other Matthew Rape is famous. Because there need to be a better one or something. So James put that together. I don't even know how that makes sense. James thinks it makes sense.
I literally just watched a robot cut a person off. I can't believe I've never seen that before. I can't believe I just saw that. One of those delivery robots was going down the street and there was a person walking down the street and the robot literally just went right in front of the person and like cut them off and caused them to have to stop. I've never seen that before. I know it's not funny. She probably didn't find it too funny. It's just like, I found that bewildering.
I think so too.
Fat truck on her back.
At least Matty got stabbed. I don't think anything bad's ever happened to James in that context.
Yeah, I got you.
I guess James went to jail, You got
a dollar on
Matty
it?
got stabbed. James went to jail. Matty needs to go to jail. James needs to get stabbed.
You want a quarter? You want a cigarette? All right.
Sprinks, I thought was a cool cat, but she's actually kind of evil, I guess. I mean, like, she's with an insane person.
They like you.
How are you doing today?
I am blessed and highly favored. How are you?
I'm good.
Gonna try this. Gotta find this lighter for you.
Thank you. Thank you, my friend.
Yes, sir. Now you're good on that light for the next one?
Yes, I got one.
All right.
Be blessed.
God bless.
God bless. I thought we were anti-religious today.
I need that.
Springs is with Maddie R, the fake cancer cure salesman. And
Jose Sanchez, welcome to the broadcast. Check. Heading out for my night shift. See ya. All right. Have
he's a
fun.
character.
I
Not
hope
even
you
a
have
character.
fun at
He's
work.
an
I'm
evil
not being
man.
facetious.
He's more evil than James. That's the only person I'll say is like more evil than James is Maddie fucking R.
Over the table, full-time employment. Have a good night. Thanks for the 100, Jackie.
Well, see, what doesn't make sense about that is like she warned me about Maddie R. She told me some of the craziest shit about Maddie R that I didn't know before. She like it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. At first I was like, I don't want to even like point this out because I know Maddie at one point wanted to pay someone. First it was $500 and then bumped it up to $1,000 for my docs because like someone told him his deepest darkest secrets. It was fucking Sprinks. Sprinks told me that shit with receipts. So like it's fucking yeah, it's really weird. I don't know. Maybe she just likes fucking psychopaths. Maybe she has like a really bad murder kink or something. I don't fucking know. But it's disappointed.
And he says, "Why are you walking like a power?" I know, I get it. I got a cute butt, but we need to stop fantasizing about what isn't probably ever gonna. Okay, it might. It's just like it's got to be the right one. I'm a shifter. I can do, guys. What do they call it? What do you call it? Whatever role it is, I could pretty much fill any role. I mean, majoritatively, I'm a power top, but like with the right dude, I mean, there are certain people there. I have to say, there are certain people, including women, that I get submissive with. I do.
Oh, he gets pegged?
Now, I don't let them take control, but like I'll be emotionally submissive, not physically submissive, but emotionally submissive.
Oh, okay.
Joe, welcome to the broadcast.
Okay. Walk back.
You get it? Yeah, I'm good. Boss, welcome to the broadcast. ID, thanks for the hearts. God, I love America. How cool was that, guys? Like, can we agree that was so cool? Like, that's what I love about law enforcement.
No shame. I just mean like James has been very adamant. He is not a power bottom, and there's no way he would ever let anyone do that to him. So it'd just be very interesting to me if like he just all of a sudden was like, you know what? If it's the right person, I can be submissive even with a woman.
There's a lot of people who work in a business who are in this area, and so they move quick and they very, it doesn't take them much to know what's actually going on. So it's so relieving to diffuse a situation so quickly that like I'm sitting there minding my own business. Someone tries to falsify something, and all they got to do is drive by real quick, and they're already going in that 9 times out of 10, they're already going in that direction, right? But they flip the lights on, they look at my direction, I give a thumbs up, and everything's good, and I move on with the day. It's so relieving. Like if you guys remember, like oh my gosh, and there were people that mistakenly believed that like And I even talked to law enforcement about this. They were like, they thought that I was one of those people that like got off on that, or like that I was interested in it. And no, I never did. I hated that. And I actually hated it. I never enjoyed it. It always freaked me out. And it just, got my blood boiling or left me run cold. So it's really nice that, it's so nice to not have to worry about what I shouldn't have to worry about. And that I'm not costing anybody money. The haters aren't costing people money, even when they try to. And like due process isn't dead. Like to be in a space where there's enough funding and enough, proper workforce and work ethic that I don't have to worry about anybody cutting corners.
Springs is with Matty R, the guy who sells the Scientology audit machines as like a cure for cancer. Remember that guy? And then he wanted to dox me. She's with that guy who also strangled another of his exes and gave her STDs without her knowledge, and then got stabbed in the stomach by her kid when he was choking her out, and drove to the hospital drunk with the knife sticking out of his stomach, and then live streamed it while walking in. And I covered all this in the Matty R stream, and then Conger interviewed his wife. I guess that's not really an important part, but I just am skimming over the details of Matty R and what we know of him.
I actually meant it. It's hard to believe because nowadays most people are either giving lip service or just not, or they're not for it. But like I said, I got my background as proof. I got my, my behavior as proof. And then, going through the fire, I have my, I have my test that I have successfully passed to prove that I am telling the truth about my commitment to society. That I'm committed to doing the right thing.
No, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. That's the takeaway for this. I'm not even joking. Yeah, Springs has herpes now.
No, I'm mental. Like
that shit doesn't go away.
Heel toe. So I walk heel toe. But I'm walking heel toe in flip flops. So I'm like wobbling all over the place and slamming my feet on the ground. And then when things go good, it makes me want to be more responsible. Like, I'll get ready to spit.
It's a good question.
And I'm like, oh, wait, people are watching. Shouldn't do that. I'm mature and responsible. So I don't. I'm so proud of myself. It says, guys who are power bottoms wear their hats sideways.
Hey,
we have inside
who's doing
jokes.
a sideways thing? Who is that? I don't know if the screen open. That was. Oh, don't comment with too many of these accounts. He'll ban the anonymous streaming thing, and then I'll have to switch to OBS. You guys don't want me to switch to OBS. You guys don't like me drawing on the screen, and then it lags. And then I take my camera down. I never put it back up. That's pretty much what's happening right now.
Okay. So I'm going to describe to you the depth of comedic value that the community of Hollywood has to offer. You ready? This is how good Hollywood is at comedy.
What is that?
Sorry.
It's like
it's a very real thing, and it's a very real problem. But sometimes you need a little comic relief, just a bit, just enough to ease you on it.
Maybe you can get some STDs from sharing a cigarette. This one says yes down here. You can spread by sharing a cigarette or e-cig, but then up here it says no, you cannot. I mean, just don't share anything with the lips with strangers. It'd be my advice, I guess. And I'm getting rid of my slouch.
It's good, but I have to admit, I'm like standing up and I used to have full, like I used to have a really high VO2.
Nope. And I'm never gonna have a girlfriend again. Ever. Never, ever.
I get asked that a lot. Like, how did you get your shoulders as big as they are? Because when I would work out, I would maintain a really good posture. I'd move very slow, and I would never go up in weight until I was able to do the exercise with proper form and while utilizing my lungs in full. Like most people, they'll use their diaphragm, but they won't stretch out their chest and fill their lungs all the way to the top. And so when I work out, I try to utilize, my entire chest and my diaphragm. And it really helps to raise your VO2 max. Works the lungs pretty good.
Your oxygen intake. Goodness, tough. Tips on how to breathe now? Come on. Anyone who don't know how to breathe
We're about to have a lot of fit motherfuckers here in Hollywood. We already do, but it's going to be even better. We're going to make some Superman. How's that sound? Very excited. You think Henry Cavill is fit? Just wait.
Who's Henry Cavill?
We're going to raise that standard.
Wait, do you guys know who Henry Cavill is? Me and James don't know who James Dean is, but I don't know who Henry Cavill is.
Sure. For my lunch. Yeah.
Superman?
Said something like that. Yes.
That's Superman. Okay. We need a girl Batman. Controversial take from James. Something that already exists. In the gray. In the rain. What was that crazy? I was that crazy.
Tell you what, the strings on these pants, I don't know, I'm going to pull them a little bit tighter. I'm walking like a G. I don't know if I like it.
Is he going to see a girl? Did I miss that? That's probably the most important part of the stream. Is he walking? Is he a girl?
Trying my best. Trying to make them all proud.
What was that crazy? What was that crazy?
Okay, you guys have me for like another 3 minutes. If you got anything you want to talk about, we successfully made it the rest of the way. I had some good conversation. So if there's anything else you want to talk about, so let me know. Let's talk about it now. And if we have something to talk about, I might just take a seat and we could talk for a little while longer. Because I don't really have like a time that I have to show up. I still got a while till I get there, but I can sit down for a while. You just gotta, like you said, let me know what you're gonna talk about. Where am I going? I'm going to a friend's house. We're gonna go hang out. I'm gonna get a good shower, charge my phone, get something to eat, and yeah. I'm also, it's your time with a friend, thank you. I'm also involved in the like the alcoholic recovery community. So people that are, and that's a community that I haven't had to opt out of and haven't had to deal with, like they're like when it comes to alcohol.
Let's see if he's high after.
recovery. Thankfully, there aren't like politics are kind of something you stay away from, you know? And so it's really nice to be around people that like for me to be a personal advocate, you know, because like my father, unfortunately, was, you know, he was an alcoholic. He struggled with alcohol. And my biological father. So when I was granted the opportunity to spend time with people who are in recovery and sober, you know, they have a lot of discipline and a lot of tenacity, and I can be around people that are like-minded and also be an advocate and an accountability friend for people who are recovering from drinking. So like I'll go and I'll drink with my buddies that do drink, you know, and that aren't, they're not alcoholics. They don't, thankfully they don't have that illness. But it's nice to hang out with a couple of friends who, you know, are really fighting for their ability to maintain their own mindset, you know. And so I get to do a lot of cool stuff with the recovering community, the community in recovery.
James's 3 minutes is like
So that's another fun tidbit.
at least a half
You guys
hour.
ask, you know, what I'm up to and what I'm spending my time around. Well, now you know. And so, like me personally, you guys know that I'm like really, really good when it comes to like
I love Idiocracy.
just setting an
Idiocracy.
example and things of that nature. So like it's like they kind of feel guilty drinking around me, so it makes it even easier. So they don't, you know.
Things of that nature is
So
another.
you know,
another
there's a benefit to everything. But I'm gonna go because I have to keep moving, and I don't want to. I need some mental time to defuse and, you know, reassociate with physical reality. So I'll talk to you guys soon.
Reassociate with reality. Okay. Gotcha, James. 3 hours. Think I'll be back? Probably be back. Martha for bingo. Yeah, things of that nature. Things of that nature. Okay. Well, I guess I did a whole stream with no camera. Maybe I'll just do this from now on. No one else puts their camera on ever. I'm like, why am I even doing this? Why am I subjecting myself to I don't know. I'll probably be back. I'll have my camera on for Daisy. I just I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I'm on camera like every day. I get sick of it. But was there anything else I wanted to tell you guys? I guess like if I didn't have other things to do, I'd be like, well, there's I got that other stream, but I uploaded to the Steve Saroka channel. So like he went out live for fucking 10.5 hours yesterday. The very first live I missed, but it's like the first live that plays in the video if you wanted to watch that. I don't know what happens in it, so I'll probably watch that on here at some point in time. I guess like if he disappears for a couple of days, we can watch that. Once I'm caught up on other things. I have Daisy scheduled right now for 10, so that gives me like I guess like 50 minutes to really. I might go early with that, I guess. I mean, I'm already here. I don't know what else I'm doing. It's like, yeah, the day's gone. The day's fucking gone. But give me a second. I think that's it. I think there's nothing else I need to tell you guys about James today right now, unless let me check Twitter real quick. Twitter. No, that's it. Yeah, I will see you guys soon. Maybe sooner than 10. Unless I'm doing something else. But I kind of want to. I don't know. I'll see you. I'll see you guys later. Bye.